Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about factorising algebraic expressions. So, I've got this expression here. I'm going to write it in expanded form. So 2x is 2 times x plus 2. Now I'm looking at each of the terms. So I've got 2 terms in this expression. The 2 times x and the plus 2. Okay, so when I look at both of these terms, I notice that they both have a common factor of 2. So I'm going to bring that out the front. So this equals 2. Now some brackets. So what I'm going to put inside the brackets is each of these terms divided by my common factor of 2. And what I'm doing is I'm putting every other factor that's left except the 2. So here I'm just left with an x. And here I didn't expand this because it was just 2 and 2 is prime. That means it's 2 times 1. So when I divide this by 2, I'm left with just 1, x plus 1. So what I've done here is I've pulled out a common factor in both of these terms, factorised. Okay, a similar question, I'm going to write this a squared in expanded form. So a squared is the same as a times a, 2a, 2 times a. So I'm looking for things that are the same in each of my 2 terms. So they're both multiplied by a. So I'll pull that common factor out and brackets. What's left in the first term if I take out one of the a's? Well, just 1a. What's left over here? A 2. As you practice this more and more, you might not need to write it in expanded form anymore. So let's try that now. Okay, so looking at these 2 terms, I can't see a 2 in both, I can't see an a in both, I can see that they both have a b. So I'm thinking this is going to be a common factor. But my problem is that this is b squared, which is b times b. So I'll bring my b out the front, but when I look at this term, I'm left with 2a plus, when I divide b squared by b, I just have b to the power of 1 or b, and I'm finished. So if this was a struggle, you can always write it out in expanded form like we did before. Lastly, I'm going to look at this expression. So I'm actually going to write this one in expanded form because it is a little bit more complex. So I've got 4 times x, take 2 times x plus 8. Okay. Now I can see that these 2 terms have a common factor of x, so I can bring that out the front. Now I've got brackets. Okay, so I'm putting everything else in this term inside the brackets, 4x. Now this is a negative, so take 2. But I have to think about poor sad Mr. 8 over here who has no friends. He didn't have an x, I didn't pull it out the front, so I don't include him in the brackets. He's left on his own at the end. Alright, and now I'm going to ask the question, is that fully factorised? Are there common factors still in any of these terms? I can see a factor of 2. All of these are even numbers. So I'm going to try and pull an even number out of this as well. So if I pull a 2 out the front, now it goes in front of the x, so 2x, 4x divided by 2 is 2x, negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, plus 8. So we talked before about sad Mr. 8, he's got no friends. I can see a common factor of 2 in that 8 as well as here. So I've got 2 terms here now. And they both have a factor of 2. They're both divisible by 2. So if I bring that 2 out the front, now I'm writing everything that's left in this term. And everything that's left in this term. So 8 divided by 2 is 4.